Have you ever felt like things are just naturally slowing down as you get older? Maybe you feel a bit less energetic, a few more aches and pains than you used to, or find yourself sticking to comfortable routines. It's easy to look at some of these changes and just say, well, that's just part of getting older, isn't it? We accept certain limitations, perhaps thinking there isn't much we can do about them. But what if some of the things we accept as inevitable aren't really? What if there are subtle, almost invisible habits we've fallen into that are quietly taking a toll on our health and actually shortening the vibrant years we have ahead? It's a bit of a difficult truth to face. But the good news is, understanding these habits is the first step to changing them. It's not about making huge, overwhelming changes, but about becoming aware of the small, daily patterns that might be working against us without us even realizing it. In this video, we're going to look at 7 of these surprisingly common habits that many people over 70 slip into. And importantly, simple, practical ways you can gently steer yourself back towards a longer, healthier life. Stick with me to the very end, because there's something important I want to share that might truly surprise and empower you. So, let's gently ease into the first of these habits, one that many of us, myself included sometimes, are probably guilty of. It's that tendency to brush off those little aches, pains, or strange new feelings that pop up. We tell ourselves it's nothing. It's just a bit of stiffness from sleeping funny. Or maybe we twisted something and forgot. Or the classic, that's just my age. We develop this quiet stoicism, maybe not wanting to bother anyone. Or perhaps we genuinely believe these discomforts are simply unavoidable passengers on the journey of getting older. We think, what's the point of mentioning it? The doctor will just say it's arthritis or old age anyway. But this habit of ignoring what our body is trying to tell us can be incredibly detrimental. Our bodies, even in our 70s and beyond, are constantly communicating. Those little aches could be signs of inflammation that need addressing before they become chronic. A persistent fatigue could be a symptom of something treatable, like a nutritional deficiency or a thyroid issue. Ignoring pain can lead us to move less, which then creates a vicious cycle. Less movement causes more stiffness and weakness, leading to more pain, and even less movement. It affects our mood, our independence, and our overall quality of life. More seriously, dismissing unusual symptoms can mean delaying diagnosis for conditions that are far easier to manage or treat when caught early. Think about it. A persistent cough, a change in digestion, a strange lump, or sudden dizziness. These are not just getting older signs. They are messages. Taking action here doesn't mean rushing to the doctor for every little twinge, but it does mean developing a gentle awareness and a willingness to investigate anything that feels new, persistent, or significantly different. It's about listening to your body with curiosity, not fear. If something lasts more than a few days, or if it's bothering you, mention it to your doctor. Don't feel like you're being a burden. That's what they're there for. Simple things can make a difference too. Incorporating gentle movement like stretching or walking can often alleviate minor aches caused by stiffness. Ensuring you're getting enough sleep and staying hydrated can also help. It's about shifting from a mindset of grin and bear it to listen and understand. Being proactive about your physical health signals, even the seemingly minor ones, is a powerful way to maintain your well-being and catch potential issues early, giving you the best chance for effective treatment and preserving your vitality. Moving seamlessly from taking care of our physical signals, let's talk about something that affects us deeply. Not just physically, but emotionally and mentally too. This second habit that can quietly shorten our lives is something many people struggle with, especially as life circumstances change social isolation. As we get older, our social circles can naturally shrink. Friends and family might move away. Health issues can make it harder to get out. And we might lose a spouse or close companions. Retirement, while wonderful in many ways, also removes the regular social contact that work provided. It's easy to find ourselves spending more and more time alone. Perhaps we feel we don't want to be a bother. Or maybe getting ready and going out just feels like too much effort sometimes. But study after study shows that feeling lonely and isolated isn't just an unpleasant emotional state. It has tangible negative effects on our physical health, just as significant as things like smoking or obesity. Chronic loneliness is linked to increased risk of heart disease, stroke, weakened immune function, higher blood pressure, and even a faster rate of cognitive decline. It impacts our mental health too, leading to increased rates of depression and anxiety. When we don't have regular positive interaction with others, we lose opportunities for laughter, for sharing worries and joys, for feeling connected and purposeful. These connections are vital for keeping our spirits up and our minds sharp. Breaking the cycle of isolation can feel daunting, but it often starts with very small steps. Think about the people already in your life: family, friends, neighbors. Can you schedule a regular phone call or video chat? Even just once a week can make a difference. What about your community? Look for local clubs, senior centers, or volunteer opportunities. Do you enjoy gardening, reading, knitting, or playing cards? There are likely groups for these interests. Volunteering, even for just a couple of hours a week, provides structure, social interaction, and a strong sense of purpose. It's a win-win situation. Technology can be a bridge too. Learning to use video calls can keep you connected with loved ones far away. Don't underestimate the power of simple daily interactions either. Saying hello to your neighbors, chatting with the cashier at the shop, or striking up a conversation while you're out. Building and maintaining social connections is like exercising a muscle. The more you do it, the easier and more rewarding it becomes. It requires conscious effort, especially if you're feeling shy or low in energy. But the return on that investment in terms of your health and happiness is enormous. Finding ways to stay connected, even in small ways, nourishes not just your spirit, but your body and mind too. Now, let's continue our journey into habits that might be subtly impacting us. Following on from the importance of movement and connection, there's another area that many people find themselves doing less of, often without a conscious decision, and that's simply the lack of varied physical activity. When we talk about physical activity, it's not just about hitting the gym or going for a strenuous run. Especially in our 70s, it's about maintaining a general level of movement throughout the day and incorporating different types of activity. It's easy to fall into a pattern where we do less because we feel less energetic. Or perhaps we're worried about falling. Or maybe we just don't see the point of exercising anymore if we're not training for something specific. The habit here isn't necessarily being completely sedentary and staying in a chair all day, though for some, that might be the case. But rather, it's the reduction in varied movement and the acceptance of a generally less active lifestyle than is healthy. When we move less, our muscles weaken, our bones become less dense, our balance deteriorates, and our circulation isn't as efficient. This doesn't just make daily tasks harder, it increases the risk of falls, makes recovering from illness more difficult, and contributes to chronic conditions like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Our cognitive function can also be impacted, as physical activity increases blood flow to the brain. The body is designed to move, and when we stop moving, it begins to lose its capabilities surprisingly quickly. So, what can we do about this? The key is to start small and find movement you actually enjoy. Forget about grueling workouts if that's not your thing. Think about incorporating movement into your daily life naturally. Could you walk more around your home? Do some chores that involve bending and stretching. Gardening is fantastic because it combines physical activity with being outdoors and a sense of accomplishment. Dancing to your favorite music in your living room is great for both your body and your mood. Even seated exercises can make a big difference in maintaining flexibility and strength. Walking, if you're able, is one of the best forms of exercise. Start with just a few minutes a day and gradually increase. Can you walk to the local shop instead of driving? Can you take the stairs instead of the lift for 1 or 2 flights? Finding an activity buddy, perhaps for walks or a gentle exercise class, can also help with motivation and adds that valuable social connection we just talked about. The aim is not to become an athlete, but to counteract the habit of inactivity by weaving movement back into the fabric of your day. Even small bursts of activity throughout the day are beneficial. It's about reminding your body what it's capable of and keeping it that way for as long as possible. Connected to how we feel physically and mentally is our ability to handle the everyday bumps and worries of life. This brings us to our 4th habit, poorly managed stress. Stress is a natural part of life at any age, but in our 70s, the sources might shift. We might worry more about health issues, finances, the well-being of our children and grandchildren, or even larger world events. While a little bit of stress can sometimes be motivating, chronic, unmanaged stress takes a significant toll on the body and mind. When we're constantly stressed, our bodies are flooded with stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, high levels of cortisol can contribute to a range of health problems, including increased blood pressure, weight gain especially around the middle, weakened immune function, digestive issues, and sleep problems. It can also exacerbate feelings of anxiety and depression and negatively impact cognitive function, making it harder to concentrate or remember things. The habit here is not just having stress, but not having effective ways to manage it, allowing it to become a constant, low-level hum of worry in the background. We might not even realize how much it's affecting us because it feels like the normal state of things. Fortunately, there are many simple, accessible ways to manage stress that don't require major life changes. The first step is often simply recognizing when you are feeling stressed. Pay attention to physical signs like tense shoulders, a racing heart, or headaches, and emotional signs like irritability or feeling overwhelmed. Once you recognize it, you can choose to do something about it. Simple breathing exercises can be incredibly effective. Just a few minutes of slow, deep breaths can calm the nervous system. Mindfulness techniques, like focusing on your senses during a simple activity like drinking a cup of tea or walking outdoors, can help ground you in the present moment and interrupt the cycle of worry. Talking about your worries with a trusted friend, family member, or even a professional therapist can also lighten the load significantly. Engaging in simple, enjoyable hobbies is a powerful stress reliever. Whether it's knitting, painting, listening to music, or spending time in nature, even just 15-30 minutes a day doing something you love can make a difference. Physical activity, as we discussed, is also a fantastic stress reducer. It's about finding what works for you and building these small stress management practices into your routine. Letting stress build up unchecked is a habit that quietly erodes health. Actively managing it is a powerful tool for preserving your well-being. Moving from managing stress and staying active, let's consider something fundamental that's often overlooked, and that's simply not drinking enough water. It sounds so basic, doesn't it? Just drink more water. But it's surprisingly easy to become mildly dehydrated without even realizing it. Especially as we get older, our sense of thirst can diminish. Medications can sometimes affect hydration levels, and some people might consciously drink less to avoid frequent trips to the bathroom. The habit here is simply not prioritizing adequate fluid intake throughout the day. But even mild dehydration can have significant consequences for people over 70. It can lead to fatigue, dizziness, headaches, confusion, and constipation. Severe dehydration is even more serious and can result in kidney problems, electrolyte imbalances, and requiring hospitalization. Hydration is crucial for almost every bodily function. It helps transport nutrients, regulates body temperature, lubricates joints, and keeps our organs functioning correctly. When we're not properly hydrated, everything has to work harder, putting unnecessary strain on our system. Making sure you're properly hydrated is one of the simplest and most effective things you can do for your health. The key is to sip fluids consistently throughout the day rather than trying to gulp down a lot at once. Keep a glass or bottle of water within easy reach wherever you are, by your favorite chair, on your bedside table, or in your bag when you go out. If plain water seems boring, try adding a slice of lemon, lime, cucumber, or a few berries for flavor. Herbal teas also count towards your fluid intake. Eating foods with high water content, like fruits and vegetables, watermelon, cucumbers, oranges, strawberries, can also contribute to your hydration. Pay attention to the color of your urine. Ideally, it should be pale yellow. If it's dark, you probably need to drink more. If fear of needing the bathroom frequently is a concern, try to front-load your fluid intake earlier in the day and reduce fluids a couple of hours before bedtime. But don't restrict fluids entirely during the day. Getting into the habit of regular hydration, even just a few extra glasses a day, can improve your energy levels, aid digestion, and support your overall physical health in ways you might not have expected. It's a small habit with a big impact on feeling well. Continuing our look at daily habits. The sixth one ties closely into what we put into our bodies. And it's a habit that convenience can easily lead us into relying too heavily on processed and prepackaged foods. In our later years, the effort of shopping, preparing, and cooking meals from scratch can sometimes feel like a chore. It's much easier to reach for ready meals, processed snacks, sugary drinks, or white bread and pastries. While these might fill you up, they often lack the essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber that our bodies need, especially as we age. Instead, they're often high in unhealthy fats, added sugars, and excessive salt. The habit here is substituting nutrient-dense whole foods for these convenience options on a regular basis. Why is this detrimental? A diet high in processed foods can lead to chronic inflammation throughout the body, which is linked to heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and even some cancers. The lack of fiber can cause digestive issues. The excess sugar and salt can contribute to weight gain, high blood pressure, and blood sugar problems. Simply put, our bodies need good fuel to run efficiently, repair themselves, and stay strong. And processed foods are like putting low-grade fuel into a high-performance engine. Shifting this habit doesn't mean you have to become a gourmet chef overnight. It's about making conscious choices to incorporate more whole, unprocessed foods into your daily meals and snacks. Think simple swaps: choose fresh fruit over sugary biscuits. Opt for wholemeal bread instead of white. Base your meals around vegetables. Lean proteins like fish, chicken, beans, lentils, and healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, nuts. Simple preparation methods like steaming, baking, or stir-frying can be easy and healthy. If cooking feels overwhelming, consider simple meals like scrambled eggs, a baked potato with beans, a large salad with some grilled chicken or chickpeas, or soup. Batch cooking and freezing portions of healthy meals can also be a great way to have convenient options readily available. Even incorporating just one extra piece of fruit or serving of vegetables into your day is a step in the right direction. It's not about perfection, but about consistently choosing nourishment over mere convenience most of the time. Fueling your body with the right nutrients supports everything from your energy levels and immune system to your brain health and physical strength. Finally, let's talk about the seventh habit, one that affects our mind as much as anything else, and that's neglecting mental stimulation. As we settle into routines, perhaps with less demanding schedules than when we were working or raising families, it's easy for our minds to become less challenged. We might stick to watching the same television programs, reading familiar types of books, or engaging in predictable activities. The habit is allowing our brains to become less active and less exposed to new information or challenges. Just like our muscles, our brains need exercise to stay strong and healthy. when we don't engage in mentally stimulating activities. The connections between brain cells can weaken, potentially increasing the risk of cognitive decline and conditions like dementia. A lack of mental engagement can also contribute to feelings of boredom, apathy, and a reduced sense of purpose. But the good news is, keeping your brain active can be fun and doesn't have to feel like going back to school. The key is novelty and challenge. Try reading different kinds of books or articles than you usually do. Listen to podcasts or documentaries on subjects you know nothing about. Learn a new, simple skill, maybe a few phrases of a foreign language, how to knit or paint, or how to use a new piece of technology. Playing games that challenge your mind, like crosswords, Sudoku, jigsaw puzzles, or card games, are excellent brain exercises. Engaging in meaningful conversations and discussions with others also stimulates your brain. Visiting new places, even just a different route for your walk or a different shop you haven't been to before, can introduce novel stimuli. The internet offers endless opportunities for learning new things. Taking online courses or exploring virtual tours of museums and places around the world. The habit to cultivate is a sense of curiosity and a willingness to try new things and challenge your mind regularly. It keeps you engaged with the world and helps maintain your cognitive vitality, contributing to a longer, more fulfilling life. So, we've explored 7 habits that, while seemingly small and often unintentional, can quietly work against your health and potentially shorten your life after 70. We talked about the importance of listening to your body's signals instead of ignoring aches and pains. The vital need to stay socially connected and avoid isolation. The power of incorporating varied movement into your daily life. The impact of poorly managed stress and the benefits of finding ways to relax. The simple yet profound importance of staying properly hydrated. The need to choose nutrient-rich whole foods over convenient processed options. And the benefits of keeping your mind stimulated and engaged. Now, I know that listing 7 things can sound like a lot, and you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed or perhaps even a little discouraged, thinking about habits you might have fallen into. But please, don't feel that way. That's not the intention at all. The intention is simply to raise awareness and show you that you have more control and more power than you might think. You don't have to tackle all 7 of these at once. That would be too much for anyone. The most important message I want to leave you with is one of hope and empowerment. Making small, consistent changes in just 1 or 2 of these areas can have a ripple effect on your overall health and well-being. Think about which one resonates most with you right now, or which one feels like the easiest place to start. Maybe it's simply committing to drinking an extra glass of water each day, or calling a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, or taking a 5-minute walk around your garden. Remember, aging isn't just about decline, it's about continuing to live, learn, and thrive. Your body and mind are incredibly resilient, and they respond positively to care and attention at any age. Being proactive about these subtle habits isn't about trying to turn back the clock or live forever. It's about adding more life to your years, increasing your independence, maintaining your ability to do the things you love, and simply feeling better, both physically and mentally. It's about ensuring the years ahead are as vibrant and full of joy as possible. You are absolutely capable of making these gentle shifts. Every small step forward is a victory. Be kind to yourself. Be patient. And celebrate the little improvements along the way. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits did you find most surprising? Or which one do you think you might focus on first? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could be helpful and encouraging to others in our community. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It helps others find this important information. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this, offering practical tips and encouragement for living your best life at every age. Thank you so much for watching and spending this time with me. Keep living your best life, full of energy, connection, and joy.